Hello, fellow dorks, and welcome back to Alone in the Dork. Today we are doing another playthrough of Dungeon Hero. This is by Lone Spelunker. I'm a big fan of them, and just the one of the best bang for your buck creators out there right now. This is Dungeon Hero. It's like three. It's actually pay what you want. It was like $3. I threw in four. But that is for the core rulebook and the first two adventures. They're just like these little tiny like little zines that it comes out to, little booklets, and there's also the PDF as well. I'm obviously using the PDF. I do also highly recommend, if you want a larger style game, Expedition to Skull Island, which I have a playthrough of as well, which I did not play enough of the playthrough because there was a lot more to discover in that game. But here we are. This is Dungeon Hero. In my most recent video of this, where we played Castle Charon, I explained the rules a little bit more in depth. It's really not that many rules. Actually, my character sheet, I literally just stopped that one. I got so excited. I was like, I'm going to play the second one. It's New Year's Eve. I have nothing else to do. I do have friends, I promise. I just chose not to spend my evening with them because I'm too tired. So let's pump up everything to where we started at. Our resolve is basically our hit points, but it doesn't necessarily mean we die. Resolve is more like scary encounters or overwhelming odds that kind of freak us out. So it's our resolve. Our stamina lets us reroll dice, and we don't have any treasure. Last time I had some treasure. And that treasure also is like your points. I don't really care about that. But that comes out to points. But last time I did incorporate them into the story. This will be, it'll tell us what this is. This is probably a D6 or a D8, so let's just put D6. I also changed our traits. So what's really fun about this game, you can use whatever traits you want. It could be like either like elf or wizard or sorcerer or plate mail or longsword. It doesn't really matter because you just utilize whatever traits make sense for that moment. Some traits you'll want to use more, like you can see first and foremost, I am a bard. And then I've got some lore down there at the bottom. So for my character, I've mixed it around in between here in this 10 minutes in between these two sessions. I gave him the Wanderer feat. I didn't give him Ranger. I didn't want to be like a full-on like Aragorn style Ranger, but I gave him Wanderer. So there is a little bit more of a Tom Bombadil earthly power to him. What did I get rid of? I got rid of Charm because Wordsmith and Charm is kind of the same. I was using Wordsmith more as his magical abilities and Charm more as his like charisma score, but I'm just going to kind of combine those two for Wordsmith and Charm. So that is where Wanderer comes in. So anyway, what you're going to do in the game is you're going to run into a counter. Say there are guard dogs. What are you going to do? And if I wanted to like sneak around them, I would do like dexterity and thieves tools maybe. Like I would like use like I'd maybe have rope in my pack, in my thieves tools or pitons or something, and I would try to like climb away from them. Or if I wanted like to put them to sleep, I would do Bard and Wordsmith like that. So I'd roll a D12 and a D10 for Bard and Wordsmith, or a D8 and a D6 for my thieves tools and dexterity. So that's basically the core mechanics. You'll figure it out as we go. It's actually really easy to follow. So let's get started. This adventure is called something about a Jarl and Frost Giants. It seems to be an homage to that original. These are the dice from the last game I literally just played like 10 minutes ago. But this seems to be a nod to the glacial rift of the Frost Giant Jarl. This is obviously an homage to that, which I appreciate. I really do like that. That's what this game throws down for us. So let's get going and just see what we run into. Will Novel survive? And again, he loses his resolve. Maybe he can't die outright. He just fails this current quest. So let's get going here. Oh, first we got to start this. First, our little teaser for the game. Freezing and starving, you find a Viking outpost. But to stay with them for the winter, you must help them put down the Frost Giant Jarl. So maybe what we were doing is, this is very kind of Call of Cthulhu. We were dealing with some cultists in the last session. And I think of like, Cthulhu always deals like Antarctica. There's always like something in these like really frigid domains. It's like the last bastion. So maybe that's where a lot of these cultists were. And after maybe we slayed them, we did like fight the demon again. And this time we didn't have the idol to destroy. We had to fight it like full on, and it really kind of wiped us out. So we do make it back to this Viking outpost. And, but of course they say, well, there's a frost giant, and you seem pretty cool, so why don't you help us with this, or we're not going to let you stay here. That's a... It could be like, we could help them farm, but instead it's like, go kill the frost giant. So, let's go help with the frost giant Jarl. Let's see what happens. So we start the game with D6, freezing snow. So there we go, we got the D6. You stagger through the freezing snow, and in the darkness, you see the faint glowing of a fireplace at an encampment. Okay. Let's roll a D6 and get this game going. Let's get rid of these dice. Don't need them anymore. Goodbye. So D6 plus 1. Here we go, off to a slow start. So icy wind. Icy wind and freezing snow. Glad I chose Wanderer. Really glad I chose Wanderer. So icy wind and freezing snow. So we're obviously going to use Wanderer for this. Really glad I chose that. So that will give us a D10. So what we're doing is we are rolling a D6 because that is what the value was for the freezing snow, and then we're against the icy wind, which is also a D6. So this just shows what we're up against. We take the highest of these two rolls, so a D6. So the weather is just brutal out here. Maybe we just haven't completely recovered yet from dealing with the demon in the frigid wherever we are. But maybe I'll do, instead of Bard and Wordsmith, which is kind of like my go-to thing, like that's my attack thing, maybe it's more Wanderer and Wordsmith, which Wanderer is more earthy. So maybe I do know some more kind of like primordial language, some kind of words to like kind of keep me heated up a little bit. So it feels a little cheap, but that seems to be making the most sense to me right now. So Wanderer and Wordsmith. So I roll 2d10, which I still have to get above a 6. Didn't there. Ooh, it's a tie. So what? Oh, look at that. It's a tie. So you take the two highest, which is a 6 and a 6. Then you go to the next highest, which is a 3 and a 3. So we just have to re-roll both of those. So we're just kind of at a stalemate. We're just trudging through this like blizzard, basically, and we're just kind of mumbling on the edge of our speech. This just trying to keep the elements at bay, which we do. Eventually. So a 0 is a 10 on a 1d10. So we are able to finally kind of keep the elements at bay. So let's roll another d6 to progress from 1. 7. There we go. So that does put us all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It puts us all the way up here. This is like our next story point. You meet with the village chieftain. Oh, so that was just on our way to him. We haven't met with him yet. That was just on our way after dealing with the demon. And he agrees to give you shelter for the winter. We could just kill him, but whatever. If you agree to help his men fight the frost giant Jarl, who has set up camp in a nearby ravine and has been conducting raids against his people of late. Okay, fine. You have no choice but to agree and set off with him and his men. Oh, that's nice. We have his men with us. Come on, cannon fodder. Let's go. Roll 1d6 plus 2. Oh, this is fun. So we're getting a little bit... I have not played this one. So we're getting a little bit of... it's adding a little bit more to the game. Fun. 1d6 plus 2. You have that many Vikings you can use to fight enemies. You may spend a Viking. Does that mean like sacrifice? To add plus 2 to one of your challenge die rolls, or to ignore all resolve loss from a challenge roll. That's nice. Each, because they go to Valhalla, maybe they want this honorable honorable sacrifice thing that they got going on. Each time you use a Viking, here we go, add an extra third D8 despair trait to the environment on the next challenge roll. Okay, there we go. So whenever I do sacrifice a Viking, we like mourn their loss, and the next roll is going to be much more difficult to deal with, because again, despair would affect our resolve. Because again, I have the idea that we're not completely mortal. We do have a mortal shell, but we have been here since the words of creation. So for us to kill mortal man, it brings despair upon us. Okay, I like that. So 1d6 plus 2. Let's see how many Vikings we got. Of course. The lowest roll you can get. So we have 3 Vikings. I'm just going to add this to the this little box, which honestly I don't know what this box is for, but it works pretty well for taking notes. All right, so there we go. We have our 3 Vikings with us, and we'll sacrifice them accordingly. But they, again, they want the honorable sacrifice. They follow the god Tyr, who sacrificed his hand to the wolf Fenrir and died to Loki. No, Garmir? I think Garmir in Ragnarok. Loki was Heimdallr. Okay, so we did that. So let's roll a 1d6, and we're going to start from here, and we're going to, I guess, try to make our way towards the glacial rift. 3, 1, 2, 3. Trudging through snow. All right, that's not too bad. So again, this is Wanderer. This doesn't feel like a bard or wordsmith moment though, because we're just going through the snow. So we add this d6 and then the d4, which is great because the d4, this number right here, whenever it's an environment, it replaces the previous environment. If it's a combat situation, we don't replace this. So again, we're always adding 2 rolls together. So this is about to become a d4, which is awesome. So let's see how bad this snow is. We're just kind of trudging our way. I'm probably getting to know my Viking companions a little bit better here. A 2 and a 2. That's not bad. So we are rolling a Wanderer, which makes sense. Again, I want to say wordsmith because I'm talking to these people, but that's cheating. But because the thing is, we are trudging through snow. So Wanderer, I wouldn't say... Ooh. I was going to say, I wouldn't say dexterous, but... Can I do the Legolas thing, like on the mountainside where he walks on top of the snow? That seems kind of cheap. Ooh. Let's do Hawk. I'm going to do Wanderer and Hawk. I can send my Hawk out to scout to see what areas are best to go. Because I did establish I can communicate with my Hawk. So let's do Wanderer and Hawk, which is a D6 and a D10. 10 and 6. I got a 3 versus 2, so I barely got that. So I get to know them. I feel like I should name that. I'll make it much more difficult to kill them. What are some good Viking names? All I can think of is like Norse mythology, but let's give them Freki, which is the name of one of Odin's wolves. Hunin, I think is how you say it. That's one of his ravens. And what's another? What are the name of Thor's goats? Thor has these goats he can kill, and then they resurrect, and he just eats them. He keeps eating his goats. They just keep resurrecting from the bones, I guess. I can't remember the name of his goat. I'm trying to think of some other... Shoot. Let's see if I can find the name. Sif? No, Sif is his wife. Ooh, that was a weird Freudian thing I just did there. Thor's goats. He has 2 of them, I'm pretty sure. Oh, my God. Oh, it translates to tooth grinder. Tooth gnasher and tooth grinder. Tan Grisnir. That's Tooth Gnasher. Tan Grisnir. I love it. So these are our Vikings. Tan Grisnir. I mean, again, I know they're the name of actually animals, but I thought that's kind of fun. So trudging through snow, that was a D4, so we do replace this. And let's roll high on this. We want it because you want to progress fast. Unlike that. 2. 1, 2. Frostbite. See, this D4 is about to turn into a D10. That sucks. D10. This is where I really wish that I could have medical abilities. So, Frostbite. So, it is getting cold, and maybe I'm dealing... The Vikings are getting... Because Vikings are kind of getting it. Wanderer, obviously. Let's roll the bad stuff here, which is a D4 and a D10. D4... Whoops. That is not the one I wanted. Please be roll low. Oh, boy. A 9. I may be using some stamina to reroll that 9. So I have Wanderer, Frostbite, probably Lore. Wanderer and Lore seems to make the most sense. Lore like knowledge. So I'm going to go with Wanderer and Lore to figure this out. So that is a D10 and a D6. That would be, if I go with this, I just lost a third of my resolve. Excuse me. A 10th of my resolve. I think I'm going to spend a stamina. Knock me down to 14, which I know that I just lost a healthy portion of that as well. But let's to re-roll this 9. So I am re-rolling the 9 on the D10. Great, I succeeded. So the frostbite's starting to set in. It's probably not on me. It's probably on Hunin. So we do protect him from the frostbite, but we know going forward is going to be worse because we absorb that D10, and that is now added to our next encounter, which hopefully is not a fight, which it probably will be because I said it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a fight. It's a Yeti, and that makes sense. That a Yeti would be difficult. Oof, a D10 and a D8, and it has 8 health. That is pretty freaking strong. All right, let's see what the Yeti does. It is a D10 versus a D8. This is a tough start. Please be low. That's pretty good. A 3 and a 2. I'll take that. I am doing... It's a Yeti. So usually when I attack, I'm Bard and Wordsmith. That's like what I am. So that is what I use for my attack mostly. So against the Yeti, let's go. Not amazing. But I got a 5, they got a 3. So that is a difference of 2. So that we knock them down to 6. And we are continuing on as I'm going to keep casting my spells against them. Exactly the same rolls. I got a 12. 12 versus 7 is 5. It is down to 1. My companions aren't even helping. They are watching in awe. So far, all they've seen me do is like heal some frostbite. And I just use my knowledge to do that. I have not really used my magical word capability creation. And they are kind of staring back, looking at me as one of their gods. If I get 1 higher, I didn't. Difference of 1. They got an 8, I got a 7. I'm going to actually take that point of damage. Maybe I just tried this. I just tried the same exact thing, thinking it would work. And this time the thing is more intelligent than I thought it was. And it kind of like negated the hit. And again, it doesn't hit me because it's just my resolve, but it makes me think again of what I'm doing. So I have to come up with a new idea, a new way to attack. I got an 8. It got a 9. I'm gonna take the resolve. So again, this thing is very, very smart. It clubs me over the head, and again, like Luke Skywalker, I awake inside of its cave, hanging upside down, my feet frozen in ice. I can't quite reach my bow, and I'm kind of stuck there as it goes off to do whatever the Hoth monster did in Empire Strikes Back. But let's see if I can get the jump on it. Okay, so what just happened there is I still failed. If a dice is cocked, it will automatically re-roll. I'm just trickling out by 1 point. I don't think it is worth a Viking sacrifice for 1 point of damage. But granted, that's the difference between me killing the Yeti and having to go another round. And I don't want to use my stamina. I want to take another point of resolve. I'm hanging there upside down. It's just really uncomfortable. My ankles hurt. All the blood's rushing to my head. It's uncomfortable. It's cold. And there we go. Oh, no, we did. God, it's a tie. We got a 6 and a 6, so those negate. And then the next highest are a 5 and a 5. So it has come back into the chamber, and like I'm upside down, but we're like eyeing each other. And it sees me, you know, like trying to figure out a way out. Or maybe my mouth is frozen. Maybe my character has a beard, and like the beard is kind of frozen, and I'm having trouble talking my words of creation. But let's see if I can break out in time. That looks like a 9, a 1. This is a bad roll. I rolled a 1 and a 1. It got an 8. So even if I re-roll this, I'm going to lose a lot. Like, I think this is where it comes in to try to eat me, and one of my Vikings sacrifices himself for me. I hate to do this so soon. This will be a D3, so a 1 or a 2 will be Freki, 3 or 4 will be Hunin, and 5 and 6 will be Tangrisnir. It's Hunin, which is either a thought or memory, I think is what it translates to. So so what that did is it just canceled out that roll altogether. So, okay. I'm not doing well this game. So with that, see, and then the thing just starts eating Hunin. I get really mad as it's trying to, well, as it's devouring my friend. It's a, what is it? It's a D8 and a D10. Jesus, it rolled an 8. And here I go. I just need to get it above an 8. I'm going to reroll the 8. I'm spending a point of stamina to reroll this 8. This Yeti. I'm rerolling the 8. Please be... Jesus. What is that? Oh, that's a 4. This game is not going well. I'm going to reroll my 12. This is a blue dice that I just rolled, which is a 12. That did cost me a point of stamina. So, I used the Force, Luke. So, as it's devouring the thing, for a moment there, I'm just shocked. And then I am able to just finally free myself and put on the final blow. Or maybe I don't. And maybe Frecky and Tan Grisnir show up. One of them frees me and the other one just like hits the Yeti while it's devouring their friend. That did not go well. This D8 over here is not being helpful. That sucked. Okay, let's push on. 3. How's the Yeti attack? 1, 2, 3. Jesus. So we finally get out, and then there's these wraiths that they just kind of emerge. Even Hunan, the Wraith of Hunan, all the people that this Yeti have killed all of a sudden start emerging in this cave. So we have to fight them. This is a D8 and a D10. So I think this is at least easier than the last fight. Nope, same exact one. So let's say there are 4 of them just for fun. It's not going to be fun. Let's go. And again, I'm using my Wordsmith and Bards. These are my... and again, I really don't like... because I'm a kind of a primordial entity, I don't like necromancy. So maybe I'll do a little bit better than this. I felt a little bad killing like a natural creature. The Yeti was just doing what a Yeti's supposed to do. But let's see how these wraiths do. Let's say there's 4 of them. Okay, and they are a D8 and a D10. I've got to get rid of that. 7 and a 5. Man, I'm rolling super well. 11. Fantastic. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I did 4 points of damage. So, I said there were 4 of them. I immediately just like just do this like huge light spell, just radiant damage, and I knock all of them down to half damage just immediately. That's the first thing I do is I cast this spell. Again, Frecky and Tan Grisnir are incredibly amazed by me for a moment, and they momentarily forget that their friend is fighting us. Come on, roll well. That's a 6. Great. So their highest is 2, mine's a 6. Bang. Can't even be bothered with them. Unacceptable. The Yeti is a natural creature. It's monstrous, but natural. No, we do not allow the undead. And I've been dealing with these cultists for a while, and demons and necromancy, so I've probably got a few tricks up my sleeve. Okay, let's push on. 4. Dang it, not enough yet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, this is what this is going to do, so at least I'm hitting a D8. Because we go by environment, not battle, these numbers for what we put over here. So here after this, the choke point in the ice chasm, that will be able to change that to a D8 instead from the D10. But it's a D10 currently. So we have this choke point. So we are finally at this like this rift. We're kind of getting close to this rift. We're going through these chasms. And there's this choke point. Maybe more wraiths are starting to kind of pop up when we start like making a run for it. So Wanderer's pretty good because we're dealing with something like kind of natural, this choke point. Dexterous? Are we trying to climb out of it? Or is it like we're surrounded and they're like dropping boulders on us or something? I'm going to do Wanderer and Dexterous, I think. It kind of makes sense just to navigate this. Maybe boulders are falling. I don't know if we've been spotted or not. Or maybe we're just being pursued by more of these wraiths. After we drop them, they just keep coming back. And we realize we just have to outrun them through this like little choke point, and maybe it's just really rocky terrain, and we are aware that up ahead of us, above us, there are sentries, and we're trying to dodge them as well. So let's do Wanderer and Dexterous. So we're rolling exactly the same, D8s versus D10s. So here they are. A 4 and a 5, not bad. And we are a... Oh, god dang it, it was a 10. We are exactly the same, 5s and 4s. Reroll. Dang it, it was a 10 and it rolled over. All we got to do is roll better. Shoot. So, we tied here. So we go to the next dice. A 7 and a 3. We lose. I'm going to re-roll this D8. We just don't want it to be an 8. Great. So what that means is this D8's canceled. So their next highest is a 7. I have an 8 versus 7. I win. So I do navigate us successfully through this choke point. It cost me more stamina, but I did get us through this choke point. And that does drop this down to a D8, thankfully. It says 3 Vikings. Oh, silly. Just freaking Tan Grisnir. I want to roll a 2 or above to get us to the next story point. Don't want a 1. Thank you. After a harrowing journey up the mountain, no kidding, your group comes, not a very big group, comes within sight of the Frost Jarl's fortress. It will be difficult to enter. The chieftain whispers over to you. Oh, the chieftain is with us too? Is he with us too? I don't want to kill him. All right. Saying that if you've never fought giants before, that you should keep an eye on their attacks from overhead. Choose one of your traits. When fighting a frost giant, you may add +1 to its roll. I mean, I'd want to put it on Bard, but that doesn't make sense. Wordsmith. Chieftain whispers to you, if you never fought them before, that you should keep an eye on their attacks from overhead. I think it makes sense. Oh, where's my bow? Oh, my bow's way down there. Since its attack is from overhead, it makes it sound like it's a ranged thing. I hate to say it, but I mean, I want to put it on like Wanderer, Wordsmith, or Bard. But just based off of the information I just received, it makes sense that it would be a bow. So I'm not going to try to cheat. So bow with a +1 versus Frost Giant. Okay. Let's go. 2. Slippery Ledge. Okay, this is obviously Dexterous and Wanderer. So for the ledge, it's a D8 plus a D8. Let's see how slippery it is. It's pretty slick. And we are 10 and 8. We're fine. Yeah, I lead the group right through it. I just kind of take their hands. I kind of stand in the middle of it and like slowly just guide them through. I don't know if the chieftain currently has plot armor and just happens to be with us. Hopefully it's not Frecky or friend. Okay, let's keep going. 2. Keeping to the shadows. That's probably the same thing, honestly. I think it's the same thing. So again, Dexterous and Wanderer. So we've made it through the ice. Again, we're just dealing with the terrain, and now we're just kind of just hugging the shadows and just trying to find our best way through this. So that will be, where were they? They are a D6 and a D8, so that's not too bad what they roll. 1s, fantastic. I just need to roll, let's see if I get above a 1 here. Yep, got it. Let's keep going. 1. God dang it. Ooh, that's great, though, because this, keeping to the shadows, is a D6. So that knocked this down to a D6. Great. But I did roll a 1. We got some wolfhounds barking. So I guess we want to take them out quickly because they are, they may alert some other things. So thankfully, they're not too tough of a roll. They do have 6 health, but it is possible I could take them out in 1 hit here. Obviously, it's just 2d6 for them, and I'm going to use my magic. I rolled a 4. I'm going to use Bard and Wordsmith. Again, in Bard, Wordsmith. Yeah, 11. 11 versus 4. The second they start barking, I cast this, like, silent spell. And maybe they're, like, held in place, sadly, by, like, chains. And we just make really quick work of them. Sorry, hounds. But for the greater good. 2, moving very slowly. Drawbridge over chasm. I don't like that. Don't want to fail this. This is going to turn this into a D8 after this turn. But right now it's just a D6 and a D8. So we have this chasm. I'm thinking of Castle Ravenloft, how it does this, like, just kind of decaying drawbridge over just, like, this pit that basically just leads into nothingness where Tatiana jumped. Actually, I think she jumped in the chapel. She was in the back where she jumped. Yeah, she's up by the garden, I think. Going off of that, I think I'm going to do Wanderer and Dexterous. That's just, so Dexterous is just kind of knowing where to step, And the Wanderer just knows how to, like, stay alert and kind of look out, especially now that we know giants like to attack from above. Yeah, that seems to make the most sense. I know I keep kind of falling on that one, but that, with these environmental things I'm up against, these just keep seeming to make the same sense to me. So let's do, we have this drawbridge, and let's just say it just has these, like, really, like, moldy patches and holes in it. And we're also scared that we're going to be spotted on the thing. 6s. That's, oh, those are still 6s. And then I've got, what is this? Wanderer and Dexterous. One above a 6. No. I'll take it. 2. As we are crossing it, we do catch the sight of a large, in the shadows. It's really hard to see up at the top of the keep, but just a blue streak of something large looming that quickly moves out of sight. So we are afraid that we were spotted. Let's keep pushing forward. And this does change to a D8. D6. There we go. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Entry Hall Fortress. So I do get a, if I succeed at this, I do get a treasure, and that's a point. I don't really care about the points. I just like to try to incorporate it some way fun into the game. So we haven't entered yet. I'd say like Thieves' Tools and maybe Bard. Like this is where his like kind of nefarious nature kind of kicks in. He's a little underhanded sometimes. I think I want to do that. Let's just say he's trying to get into the entry hall and he's trying to pick the lock. So maybe that sentry like maybe we didn't get in time, and we heard the junk, the bolt click as he locked it. Thankfully, it doesn't have the big wooden beam to reinforce it, because lifting one of those, especially if a storm giant wooden beam, would be very difficult. But let's just say there's a lock we're trying to get through. So that is an 8 and an 8 for this lock to get into the entry hall fortress. Wow, that is maybe it does have a beam after all with that roll. No need to even roll that 6, because I'm not going to match the 8, so I just need to get above an 8 on this this D12 for the Bard check, my nefarious. Ooh, I unlocked it, and I got a treasure. So when I go in, what would I find here? Because they weren't expecting me, probably. Maybe they thought we saw glimpses of each other, and they just locked the gate when he went off to do whatever giants do. Which is probably the same thing that people smaller than giants do. Maybe he has to poop. He takes a giant poop. I don't know. Let's see. It'll reveal itself. Let's see what it becomes later on in the story. But we did get the treasure. It would be amazing to roll 1, 2, 3, 4 or above on this to move to the next section. Yay! Your group has penetrated the Jarl's fortress. It won't be long before the bodies of the guards and sentries your group has dispatched, I guess the dogs, we did kill the dogs, are discovered and the alarm is raised. You need to find the Jarl and kill him while you have the element of surprise. So we're not going to talk to him. We're not making a charisma check. Okay, just making sure. Okay, here we go. Let's go. Let's roll D6, roll high. Dark corridors. Okay, you'd lose your resolve going through a fortress, and the corridors are dark. This is where typically I've done in the past, like the Ophir Muse of Fire. This is how like I do little light cantrips and stuff like that. So this may be Bard and Wordsmith. Let's do Wordsmith and Wanderer, just so I don't like cheat too much. So I am a Wanderer, and I do want to keep myself warm with my Wordsmith ability. I'm fine with that. I've hamstrung myself a little bit with that. So D8 versus D8. So this is how I use, this is how I use my words to help me like with naturally occurring things, and then like more like combat issued or charm based stuff. I would use Bard and Wordsmith. Sure, whatever. I'm making it up as I go. So let's say it's a D8 versus D8. These are really dark corridors. And they're probably unsettling. So I have a D10 and D10. One above a 7. That is not. I'll take the 2. And it's probably not me who's unsettled. It's probably my 2 Vikings and maybe the chieftains with them. I don't know if the chieftain is with them on top of the other 2 I have. But maybe they're their fear, now that we actually have penetrated the layer of the beast, they're starting to get to me a little bit. I wish that treasure I found was a torch. Okay, but we do push on. 2. Here we go. Trainer and Ice Hounds. They both have 8 health. And Ice Hounds, plural. So here we are. We're at the kennels. And maybe they did... Maybe that person that had to go take the poop was just like... It's like, I think there's someone out there. And you know, then we got old... oh gosh, what's the guy from Filch? The Filch version of Giants is there with his massive hounds. But they are rolling a D8 plus a D8. They have 8 and 8. Let's see how they do. So, oh, and this may screw me up because normally last time my spell I used was let loose the dogs of war, and this guy's letting loose the dogs of war. So maybe I conjure dogs of war to attack the ice hounds. But let's see how strong these ice hounds and the trainer is. All right, let's say the hounds roll the 4 and the trainer rolls the 1. Me, on the other hand, I let loose my own dogs of war. Much better. 9 versus 4 is 5 points of damage. I'm going to hit the hounds. Let's just say it's the hounds that I'm hitting here. And maybe the trainer is just... he's probably like loading his crossbow or something like that. Maybe he doesn't do melee combat super well. So, all right, that was the first round. Let's re-roll that. 2 points of damage. I'm going to keep just whittling this. I wonder if I have to say who I'm attacking first. Meta-wise, I don't want to do 2 points of damage to the one that only has 3 remaining, which means I'm going to have to at least hit it twice, where I can really easily roll 3 points of damage. Or maybe I have to do 8 points of damage and then go to the next one. Maybe that's how that works. I'm going to do what I said. Because that just sounds more fun. So I see him get his... he gets his bolt armed, and then I just really quickly do a quick spell just to hit him for just the 2 points of damage, just to get his shot just kind of goes a little wide. Let's re-roll. Not a great roll for me. So... these negate each other, and then that is 3 points. I'm going to spend a point of stamina to re-roll my d12. That's bad. So that is a difference of 6. So I take him out. Boing. Which leaves me just with the Ice Hounds. It's at 8, right? Yes, 8. And this is, I'm at 10 and a 12. So I need to get above an 8. Ooh, they rolled well. So they take out my Ice Hounds, and it's just me and the Ice Hounds. Now, and obviously I've got my little chieftains, but they're not holding up too well. I'll take it. I don't like to, but I'll take it. Okay. So I'm so focused on taking out this ice giant that the hounds overtake my spectral hounds, and they kind of surround me quickly. But I do get my footing back, and... or not. All right, they're on me. I'm taking the point of damage. Because again, mathematically, I should be able to take out these stupid hounds. I got an 8. There we go. Goodbye, stupid hounds. Okay. That wasn't fun. Hopefully their barking didn't wake up anyone else. Let's find out. 1. God dang it. Chance Frost Giant Encounter. Sounds like the hounds woke someone else up. And this is a D10. This dude's, he's a big boy. He hits hard. So the other guy was just like the trainer. This guy, he's a big guy. He hits hard. So all of a sudden, maybe it was the guy who just finished taking the giant poop. That's who's on us right now. So he turns the corners of what? It's kind of like that Pulp Fiction moment with John Travolta, Bruce Willis kind of staring at each other, and we just kind of like rush at each other. I wish that treasure that I had was a machine gun, but it's not. So let's see. He is a D10 and a D8. Okay, he was ready for it. When the toaster goes off, he sprints towards me, and I quickly try to counter with my magics. Boy, that sucks. I'm going to spend stamina and reroll my 12. Much better. 5 points. Much better. Let's go again. So he now pulls out his weapon, and ooh, this looks decent for me. 8 versus 4 is 4 points of damage. I take him out. So apparently I'm doing pretty well against giants. I don't even need that +1 bow thing right now. But it was chance encounter. We kind of surprised each other. And let's keep moving here. We're closing in on the Jarl. 5. That's better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh Jesus. Soldier. Maybe I'm standing outside of the Jarl's room here, and I have to get. There's no way to get. I have to fight this soldier. So we're kind of like just shooting at each other here. He's got this like massive like crossbow, and let's see, he has 10 health. Let's just go ahead and mark that down real quick. He is a D10 and a D8. Good shot. He's a good shot. He's a trained. This one's trained. He's a soldier, and I've got a D12 and a D8 +1, so 3 and a 2. I am tempted to use one of my Vikings. I mean, spending a stamina to reroll that 8, still it's going to be like a 4 or a 5, and that's still going to be so much better than me. I can reroll this, but the average of this like 6.5. That's still going to be beneath that. All right, I'm killing one of my Vikings. Tan Grisnir. The bolt is coming straight towards me. Tan Grisnir sees it coming and steps in front of it. Let's try that again. What is this? This is D10 and D8. 4 and 4. All right, here we go. And this is 12 and a D8 +1. That's better. So this is a 9. This is a 10. That is a difference of 6. So with him, Tan Grisnir killed, my resolve definitely readies itself, and I do get a good shot off with the bow. And we're rolling again. Tied. Whoops. Still, is that a 7 or a 1? I think that's a 1. I think we tied. I think those are both 7s, and I think that those are both 1s. So reroll. So again, we both turn the corners and take. I'm doing this. I guess he is. He has a crossbow. He's shooting, and I'm just kind of. Reroll. Man, he rolled well. That is a point of resolve. I'll take that. Again, we're just not getting a hit off, and again, I'm starting to lose confidence in my mission. Is it really worth staying in this village? He got a 10. I got a 7. That's a difference of 3. I am starting to not do super well. I'm going to reroll the D10. I'm losing a lot of my stamina. Rerolling the enemy's D10. That's a 9. Jeez. Rerolling the D10. Ooh, and I got a 6, which is a difference of 4. I think. I hope I didn't cheat there. The dice kind of bumped, and I can't quite remember what it was. But I think that's what happened. So I did get this. He is gone. I didn't like him. I hope I didn't cheat. I didn't mean to if I did. And I think I used a point of stamina for that. I got really confused what happened with the dice, and I kind of lost the thread for a second there. If I lose, I lose. Okay, let's keep moving. D6. We were at the Frost Giant Soldier. Boo! Unfrequented storeroom. Oh, here we go. Let's look through this thing, see what we can find. Maybe the treasure that we found was like a note of something that could help us defeat the Jarl, like something that would catch him off guard, like just a bit of information or something about that, or like that. So we kind of look through this storeroom, or maybe it's his like late wife's wedding veil, or it's just something that we can like use to enrage him or throw him off a little bit. So maybe it's something like that. Let's look through this storeroom. It is a D8 and a D8. And we are going to roll Thieves' Tools? Because we're kind of looking. We're searching for something. So we're going to, like, poke around with our maybe I have like a little magnifying glass or something. I don't know. But yeah, let's do Bard and Thieves' Tools. So D12 and 6. Crap. I didn't see what this was. More than likely, it wasn't a 7 or an 8. So that's what this is. So we succeeded. So we did get this treasure. And we're going to call this treasure, like... Maybe it's something really weird. Like, he's this Jarl. He's just like this... Frost Giants are not known for being very sentimental or nice entities. Maybe it's, like, the head of his, like, late wife or something like that he just has in this storeroom. Or maybe it's like the head of someone he really liked and he just keeps the heads. Maybe it's even that. Maybe we find out that it was like his brother or something like that. And maybe he was killed and he just kept his head. So yeah, maybe we take the head of the Jarl, the Jarl's brother, the old Jarl, and he actually like, looked up to him. Or maybe it was like his dad, and his dad was the Jarl, and then he did kill his father, but like to honor his dad, he just kind of put him in this little storeroom, just his head. So we have his head. I'm fine with that. We're still at a D8. Let's keep moving forward. 2. Not very quickly moving forward. The War Room. Okay, this is where they have the plans for what they're planning to do next. This is where we can get all the information on what is happening here. And why they are attacking the village so much and what is going on with them. This is also going to increase this to a D10, which we do not want in the last fight. But it is currently a D10 and a D8. That is the wrong dice. D10, D8. Ooh, boy. Maybe it's a language we have trouble deciphering. Or maybe we don't understand the maps. So if it is odd, if this roll is odd, it will be a language. It is a map. So we are going to go with Wanderer and Lore, which is a D10 and a D6. Woof. We can't decipher it. That's going to be 5 points of resolve. Because, again, that's the point. It's not just killing the Jarl, it's finding out what their plans are, and we cannot figure this map out. Like, where are they attacking? What are they doing? I don't want to spend my stamina, but I don't want to lose 5 resolve. I also don't want Frecky to kill himself. Which he may do, because I want this roll to succeed. Rerolling the 7's not going to help much, because these rolls are so low. Gosh, and this is changing to a D10. I'm not feeling good about this. I'm going to reroll my 10. That's better. We got it. Good. We got it. That's good. Everyone's happy. You happy? There. Now you know. So let's keep on pushing here. That's a 5. Okay. Preparations for war. That makes sense. So we found the maps. Now we have the preparations for war. And this is great as well because this is a D10. Because the war room was a D10. Now it's going to turn into a D8. So it is going to lessen it by the time we get to the fight, when we get into the Jarl's room. But this is great. This is what we wanted. And also, this will be Bard in Lore. So the map was Wanderer in Lore because that was, we're trying to figure out the terrain and the lore of the area. Now it's the Bard trying to get the language and the lore. So this is a D10 and a D8. Nikes. And I am a 12 and a 6. I'm going to take the damage. It is a language. I don't know. I don't know this language. We know where they're attacking, but we don't know when or why. So that's what we get out of that. So we've lost some resolve. Sorry. It doesn't matter what we roll because we will move on to this next section here. You find your way to the throne room. The Jarl sits on his throne of ice, glowering. You need to sneak up on him. Okay. Yes, 3. I thought it was a 1 for a second. 1, 2, 3. Sticking to the shadows. Haven't used my hawk much, have I? Sticking to the shadows. All right, let's go, Frecky. This is Wanderer and Dexterous. This changed to a D8. So I'm sure the torch is casting, like the shadows are kind of dancing as the walls we try to sneak up on him here. They are a D8 and a D10. Okay, that was almost a 10 for them, so I'll take that. I don't like it, but I'll take it. And then we are doing Wanderer and Dexterous. There are 7 and a... Yes, got it. So we creep up. It's just Frecky and I guess Frecky's the chieftain then? Because the chieftain whispered to us earlier. I don't know if he's like going to plot armored NPC that we don't have. But we do sneak up a little bit. So we stick to the shadows, slowly making our way. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'd really like a 5 or above. Here we go. You are there. Fight the Jarl and escape. And then it says advance to 64. Oh boy, we got to fight him, and then we still got more to go through. So let's fight the Jarl. He has 24 health. This is a D8. Is that... Yeah, Preparations for War was a D8. So he's a D8 and a 1D12 plus 1. This is where I really would have liked my bow to have been... I guess I could do my bow. Okay, well, let's see. Mathematically, a 1D10, the average of that is going to be 5.5. A 1D8, the average of that is 4.5. A plus a 1 will be 5.5. So it is the same mathematically. So I think it's going to be more fun if I use my bow. I use my knowledge. And maybe that's something else I found in that letter about... Oh, that's right. I have the head that I found. So he sees me with this head. I don't know if I just, like, do something horrible to it in the storeroom. Or maybe in the storeroom I just found, like, a cache of, you know, enemies always have... the thing that can hurt them, they always keep them nearby. Maybe it's like flame arrows or something like that. And I have my bow. I know how to hit them better with my bow. And maybe maybe that was it. Maybe there was a plot. I found a letter for a plot to bring down the Jarl, because everybody liked his father who he killed. And so, but this young upstart Jarl that I'm fighting here currently, he killed his father because he wanted to start like raiding all these nearby villages. And the father's like, we can't do that because they will ignite, they will unite, and they will come and they will kill us, because there are more humans than us frost giants. But the son got really mad at that, so he killed his father, maybe in single combat, maybe it wasn't duplicitous, he challenged him to single combat and won. But he kept the dad's head in a place in this storeroom, but next to that were these flame arrows. And maybe there was like some of the other frost giants were like wanting to kill him, and knowing that this Jarl did not like these magical flame arrows that I found in the storeroom as well. So maybe that's what I have. Maybe that's how this is going down. So I'm going to use my bow, because it's just dramatically a little bit more fun. And I still have Frecky. We'll say Frecky's the chieftain, I guess. We'll find out if I win and if there's some information about this. But this one's going to be a lot closer than my last game. So let's see what we got here. 1d12 plus 1 plus 1d8. That's basically what I'm rolling. That is a great start. So again, we surprised him. He wasn't ready for it. Or maybe he just sees the flame arrows. And let's crack a shot. We are 1d8 plus 1 plus d12. 7. This is the plus 1. 7. It's 5. That's good. Take your little victory there. So, shoot him. We get him. It penetrates. He probably has like some really thick armor too, but just it sticks him. It's enough to incense him, not really like send him to his knees or anything. And he doesn't show any fear. He just shows anger. Let's go again. Wow. We don't like this 12. That's naughty. Regardless, we're going to be losing this anyway. But that 12 is rough. Is this where Frecky sacrifices himself? Because I could spend the stamina to reroll this 12, but I'm still losing pretty substantially. I think Frecky sacrifices himself here. I didn't get a lot of Vikings. Yeah, Frecky is going to challenge the Jarl to single combat or something dumb like that, and just gets immediately split in two. Ooh, this is an 8, and this is a 9. I'll take the point of resolve. Seeing the Frecky, the last of my Viking friends, go down, I lose a point of resolve. So this was basically just a little emotional trauma. Oh, crap! I forgot about the rule of adding the extra D8 when you do sacrifice them. To make up for that, I'm going to spend 2 points of stamina. Because I should have done that twice when I lost. And I'm going to add the D8 right here. Because more than likely, the following rolls, I would have lost and had to have used some form of stamina. Again, we're just trying to tell good stories here. And yeah, who cares? Okay. So, it still comes out to the same. Great. Okay, I lost him. I despaired. It hurt my feelings. And here he goes again. D12 plus 1 plus 8. And I am a 12 and an 8. Yay! I actually got that by 1 point. This is a 9, and this is a 10. Ooh, this Jarl and I are, this is a battle of wits here. And again, I'm using my bow, so I'm just trying to flit around the chamber and I can't let him get too close. He's probably like too powerful for me and my magics to really penetrate. So I want to keep range. I saw what he did to Frecky, and I just can't let him get anywhere near me. Where my magics typically work is when they're close to me. So let's roll this. Not a great roll for me. Not a great roll for him. This is a 4. This is a 5. I'll take the point of resolve. He's just... again, he's not hurting me. He's charging me, and I'm keeping my distance, but I can't get a good shot on him. Maybe I am getting shots off, but he's so well armored, I can't penetrate it. And at first I did when I caught him off guard, but now he knows what's going on. This is a 4. This is a 5. God, this is... I did 1 point. Like, I can't find a chink in the armor. We're just tit for tat here. Oh, I see a 12. We both got 12s. Dang it. I'm going to spend a point of stamina to reroll his 12. Because currently he's beating me by 1. So spending a point of stamina to reroll that 12. Please be low. Not as low as I would have liked. That's a 9. Mine's a 12. But that is enough for a difference of 3. I'm down to 3 stamina. He's down to 14. I do have more resolve than he has health. That's nice. Okay. So I do finally get he gets close and he does a charge. He lifts up his longsword, and when he lifts up right here in the armpit, I hit it, and hopefully it kind of deadens one of his arms. And let's see if that helps in our next round. You still hits pretty hard with that 10. 12 and 8 for me. That's a 7 and a 10. That's a difference of 3. I think I have to take it. I let him get too close. And he does hit me this time with his sword. I don't get the sharp edge, thankfully, but just the blunt trauma damage of it sends me reeling. And so that was not just resolve. We'll call that, like, damage as well. 7 and 9. I hit him for 2. But I do just kind of mumble off something really quick, just hurting him a smidge as I try. It stuns him for a bit, which hopefully gives me time to gain more ground on him before I take another shot. Hopefully he's stunned enough. He's not to do anything. He's got an 8, and I have a 6. Man, I really could have used more Vikings. I'll take it. It's 2 points. Again, I have... So what happens here is he is stunned by that. And I line up the shot, like, right for his eyes. And boom! I take the shot, and it just... It hits his helmet. I just went a little too high. And again, I lose resolve for that. I had my moment, and I failed. There we go. Shoot. It's got an 8. And I have a 5. Ooh, the resource management of this is tight. And I'm also scared because... I could still have a possibility of 5 fights after this. I'm probably not going to survive this. I've only got 3 rerolls left. The problem is, if I reroll that 8, it's probably going to be like a 5. And that just ties me. It doesn't, like, push me over. And then I only have 2 rerolls left. I think I have to take the resolve. Ugh, I was right on the cusp of what to do. All right, yeah, I mean, ever since I lost that shot, my confidence is waning. There we go. There we go. That is a 5. He senses that my confidence is waning. And he comes in for the kill hastily. And that is where, when he gets close, I do have time. Not my super powerful, like, wordsmith words, but just enough to, like, really kind of do some damage. Maybe, like, I run by and kick his dad's head or something like that, or boot stomp it or something like that, which infuriates him. And again, it just makes him mad, and I'm able just to quickly just hit him with some psychic damage. But I do hit for 5. He's down to 7. Our resolve and hit points are equal. He had the upper hand there for a second. Again, I may take him out. I may not get away. Here we go. So let's reroll. Come on. He rolled poorly. I rolled a 9. He got a 6. That's another 3. Now he's hurting. The psychic damage like he's been hit before. He's been attacked, but he hasn't been hit with like these words of creation, these words of power, and it is sending him reeling. And I do have the upper hand, and for the first time in his life, he knows it. That is a 4. This is a 5. 1. So now I'm just slowly stepping back and just speaking as I walk away from him. I'm trying to keep that distance between us, but he just kind of girds up his strength and is probably doing like one final charge. He swings his sword, but do I respond in time? Oh, that was an 11 for a second. God dang it. This is a 10. I'm re-rolling the 9. This is a 6. This is a 5. He comes in and he just he swings his sword, and I try to get the shot off in time, and it doesn't hit. I thought I had him, and he just moves with this insane ferocity, but he cleaves his giant long sword down, hitting the throne. I like duck and roll out of the way, smashing his ancestral throne in the process. I do lose a point of resolve for that. And wait, did I? Yes, and I think I lost a stamina for that too. I think I'm down to 2 stamina, and then I'm going to here we go. We're going back at it. I'm not going to escape this. I may beat him, but there's no way I'm escaping unless I roll like 2 6s for my movement. So he's got an 8. Eight and an 8. So we are here. And he got a 5 and a 3. So he got me by 2 there. I mean, I consider victory if I get the Jarl. I may not get out of here. But again, with my character, he failed this mission, but he'll still survive. But he has to beat the Jarl. That's all I'm going for right now. He has maybe some magical Deus Ex Machina where he has some teleport spell or something. Or he can lose his mortal shell and reappear somehow. But I want to beat this stupid Jarl. I should re-roll my d12. Yeah. Because if I roll super high, I can beat him. I'm gonna spend my penultimate stamina. So this is like my stamina is like my mana in this point. So this is like my spell casting abilities as well. I'm re-spinning that. I'm re-rolling my d12. Be a high number, please. That was enough. So what happened? I just so he smashes the throne, and the sword gets stuck in the throne itself, and he just kind of pulls away real quick, breaking the sword. It shatters when he pulls it away. His eyes grow wide as he looks at me, and all he just sees is the arrow, and the shot is true. Thunk! Right into his eye, and he just kind of falls backwards. And as he's bleeding out, he's just staring into the face of his father, just laying there on the floor. Hooray! I beat the Jarl! Still got more to go. Okay, so please roll high. 3. 1, 2, 3. We're at 67. Oh my god. No way. Blocking giants. So, hearing the fray, the door finally bursts open. The door, maybe I shut it behind me, I don't know. Anyway, they come through the door, and that's my only way out. I have to get through these giants. And this isn't going to go well. And this is where I may, like, jump out the window. D12 and a D8. Here they come. Oh, not a great start. They're surprised. They see the head of their previous leader on the floor laying next to their, who was their leader as of a minute ago. And so they're a little shocked. I'm going to try to take, I'm going to do Bard and Wordsmith here just to switch it up. I'm glad I did that. 9 plus 3 is 6. I knock one of them. I hit one, the first one. Boom! I just hit him with pretty much everything that I have. And it rocks him a little bit. It knocks him back. And I hope to take advantage of this momentum. And I just keep throwing everything I have at them, which is enough to do another point of damage. These cancel each other out. I got a 4. It got a 3. And I just keep shouting at it. Just every single Shakespearean phrase I can think of. Oh, that looks better for them, too. I think I have to take it. Yeesh. But I'm desperate. I'm just like running through 2 households, both alike in dignity, and fair Verona where we lay our scene. I'm just like saying everything I can. Oh, and there we go. I have to spend my last point of stamina to counteract this 11 right here. That has got to be a reroll. That's it. 3. I'm done. So seeing, like, I'm out. I'm out of, I just can't think of anything. My mind has gone blank. And I just see the window, and I just, if you know Curse of Strahd, I just run out, like say there's like a back chapel. I see the dark looming mists of the domain of dread looming before me, and I just jump into the abyss. And that is where this session will end. I did kill the Jarl that brought about the, that was in charge of all of this awfulness of attacking the people. And granted, no one's really around to say where they're hitting next, and we couldn't read their plans. So it wasn't really mission accomplished, but I probably bought them some time. So there's probably some really big, like, who is the new ruler now? Maybe this guy didn't have any, like, who's next of kin? But anyway, that was the game. I didn't succeed, and that's fine, because it still told a really fun story. Again, this is Dungeon Hero. This is by Lone Spelunker. And another game of this I suggest you definitely check out, which is more of a campaign-style game that I played, that I've done a few streams of, which I really did appreciate as well, was Expedition to Skull Island. But this has been Fortress of the Frost Giant Jarl. If you like this game, leave a comment about it. Tell me what I did wrong. I'm sure I did something wrong. And also join my Discord channel, because that is where I talk about what games I'm going to play next, and I try to set up times for when I will stream these games, which is super fun to stream these games. And the chat rolls the dice. They tell me what to do, and I just kind of narrate, and sometimes I'll roll the dice for the enemies. So anyway, that's it. It is actually 8:58 on December 31st. This is how I decided to spend my my New Year's Eve, and I'm glad that I did. So if you made it this far, thanks for joining me on my New Year's Eve little playthrough of this. And I guess until next year, stay dorky, my friends.